hope they remember you.
I saw Avengers Infinity War a couple days ago, and I was going to upload a video then right after I had seen it, but I decided to hold off just a little while to give some more people a chance to see it, since it does come out a little earlier here in Australia. So here is my video on Avengers Infinity War. I also know that I've been gone for a little while, and I'm going to start working right after I finish this video on a video just explaining where I've been and explaining what the future of this channel will be, because it will be going through quite a few changes. Now, I've got a lot to talk about, so I'm going to be using some very generic YouTuber title cards, starting first with Now, I know it immediately seems kind of weird to start off by talking about pacing, but I think it's a very important part of this movie, because honestly, it was my biggest worry before going into the film, that it was just going to be an absolute clusterfuck. And honestly, the Russo brothers did a fantastic job of including this much movie in one movie. Now, it is a big problem that the movie kind of has, that it's a lot. There's a lot to take in, and it's really hard to keep track in your head of all the things that are going on at once. But, by saying this also, it isn't a clusterfuck. It's quite the opposite. It's very well organized and well paced, and I think they honestly couldn't have done it any better considering how many heroes they had in one movie. Now, because of the amount of plots that were all happening at once, it did feel a little choppy around the middle part, but honestly at the start and at the end it was paced very well, and I really am quite impressed with how they put this movie together. It was really expertly done, and I think it deserves quite a lot of appreciation, because they did a really good job when it comes to the pacing. When it comes to Thanos, this is basically his movie. He pretty much steals the show always. He is very interesting as a villain. I think he's probably one of the best villains I've ever seen. You really understand his reasonings and his motives. Not that you agree with them because they're crazy and evil, but at the same time, he's a very layered and textured villain. Thanos isn't the type of rule the world villain, or really anything like that. He is trying his hardest to balance the universe in the way that he thinks it needs to be done. And he isn't trying to use the gauntlet to try and enslave or trying to do anything. As you see at the end of the movie, he just rests. He feels that he's accomplished what he needed to do to fulfill his destiny and to feel like he has really made the universe a better place. And in a way, it's sort of, it doesn't forgive his actions, but it gives them reason, and that, he was really written very well. Josh Brolin did a really good job as Thanos. He was scary, he was also very, I guess, empathetic, but in that evil, scary way, and Thanos was just perfect. I saw an interesting tweet, actually, I think by, Alex from Star Wars Explained, where he said that Infinity War is Thanos' movie as him being the protagonist, and the Avengers are the antagonists to completing Thanos' goal. Thanos was just done, in my opinion, perfectly. I wouldn't change a thing about Thanos. Thanos was just the best part about this movie, and just so amazing, and I can't wait to see him in Avengers 4.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Deaths. Oh man, there were a lot of deaths, and I feel weird because I'm about to say them, so again, spoiler warning, you need to, if you haven't seen the movie, please, just leave, please. But the ending, it was really cool. I loved that Thanos actually snapped his fingers, And here are all of the people that died in the movie, not just at the end. These are the people throughout the entire thing. We've got Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Loki, Star-Lord, Groot, Bucky, Scarlet Witch, Gamora, Collector, Drax, Vision, Spider-Man, Falcon, Maria Hill, and Nick Fury. Now, I'm not sure how permanent these deaths will be. I have a feeling that the ones caused by the Infinity Gauntlet will not be permanent, but the other ones will be, meaning I think that Collector, Loki, and Gamora will stay dead. But I do have a bit of a theory that might be what happens in Avengers 4. There are rumors that Avengers 4 will be a time travel movie, and I think there's a possibility that Thanos will sort of start to, I guess, regret his actions a little bit, and decide that he wants to get Gamora back, and in that he will sort of use the Time Stone and open a bit of a time loop, because he's not really that good at using it, and the surviving Avengers will try and use that to get the rest of the Avengers back to fight him at the very end, and reverse everyone's death. The scene was really emotional, even though, while it was happening, I had a feeling that they wouldn't all be permanently dead, but it was still really emotional and really, really well done. The end of the movie, as I'm going home, it was kind of depressing. The movie had the Marvel sort of lighthearted tone, but it had this overarching tone of doom and destruction, and at the end it all came to a head, and you realize how powerful of a villain Thanos is, and how desperate of a situation the Avengers are in. Most Marvel movies end in a pretty happy-go-lucky ending, where everyone's fine, the villain is defeated, and the heroes prevail. But this movie is really the first where the villain wins. Thanos completely won. His plan went exactly how he wanted it to, even though he didn't really want to be stabbed in the chest by Thor, but I'm sure he'll be fine. But in the end, Thanos did win. All those people died, and now Thanos, I guess, doesn't really have a purpose. I think he will be the cause of getting everyone back, just because I think he'll want Gamora back, but I'm not quite sure how they're going to do it. There is a chance that they'll find some other way to time travel, but I'm not sure if they're going to try and get everyone back, then try and prevent Thanos coming back to Earth. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. I did see a set photo where it had Captain America in his Avengers 1 uniform, Spider-Man was there, and so was Tony Stark in a shield jacket. So maybe what they do is they go back to the first Avengers, they try and go through that wormhole and kill Thanos somehow, but again, it's really up in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. If Avengers 4 is about time travel, it'll be some sort of way that they're time traveling back to a time where Thanos doesn't have the Infinity Stones, or they're traveling back to destroy the Infinity Stones to make sure Thanos can't get them.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
Now we're just on to another really quick random subsection, which now that I'm making this video I'm realizing aren't really working that well, because I just kind of go on a tangent about other stuff. But you know, they're YouTube staples. I'm a YouTuber, so I gotta use them. But anyway, I do really quickly want to talk about the Infinity Stones, because I think they were really well represented in this movie. In this movie, they actually really well showed the power of each individual stone, and I have a feeling that will come back in Avengers 4, because we saw each stone be used individually, except for maybe the Soul Stone. Except I do think that little area at the end where he sees Gamora as a child in that red area, I feel like that is something to do with the Soul Stone, and that maybe all those people that disintegrated at the end will be inside the Soul Stone, but I don't know what they're going to do with that. I just wanted to really quickly say that it was cool to see all the individual powers of the Infinity Stones, and I think that that will have some sort of meaning in Avengers 4. My channel updates video, where I'll just say where I've been and some of the plans that I've got for the channel. I'm thinking I might change the name, because I'm obviously going to start doing some other stuff that isn't just Star Wars. But I will still be covering Star Wars. I've got Meme Compilation 5, for example, in the works, so we are going to get a bunch more Star Wars content. But since they aren't pumping Star Wars content out constantly, I do feel that I need to work on some other stuff while no Star Wars is out. So if you've got any channel name ideas, then you may as well just chuck them in the comments, and who knows, if I think your name idea is a good one, I'll probably just pick it and then use it against your copyright will. And then legal, yeah, there'll be lots of lawsuits. I'm not funny. I'm just going to end this video now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.